question. How many of you guys actually come to my YouTube channel to check out my Minecraft Java videos? Don't worry, I won't be offended. I'm just curious. Thank you. Actually, I will be offended, but that doesn't matter. On a more serious note, though, we do cover a lot of Minecraft Bedrock Edition content on this YouTube channel, but I think it's still important to stay updated with everything that changes with Minecraft Java Edition, because at some point in the future, these features will make it to Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Also, if you guys prefer the face cam, either yeah or no. This is the Minecraft Java Edition 1.19.3, which means going forward, we can now start to focus on 1.20, which hopefully means next week we'll be given some new features for the next major update. Very quickly though, in this update inside of options, Minecraft have added this, which is the telemetry data. Now, according to the changelog, this is in compliance with data protection. The developers have outlined that collecting this data helps us improve Minecraft by guiding us in directions that are relevant to our players. You can also send in additional feedback to help us keep improving the game. So what this is able to do is keep an eye on who you are, the blocks you're playing, the versions you're playing. If you're playing things like a modded client or using Optifine, because of course people are using things like Optifine to improve their gameplay experience. There's quite a lot of things going on here, so I highly recommend reading it. Don't be scared. I know they're keeping track of us. Honestly, life's like Big Brother now anyway, so it doesn't really matter if Minecraft's keeping track of you anyway. You could go outside and there's cameras everywhere, so they can probably find you anyway. That being said, you can change the option. So you have minimal, includes only the required data. All includes optional as well as the required data. So all will let them track even more things. Shout out to my Minecraft Bedrock players, because actually for once, Minecraft Java Edition has a Bedrock parity. First thing I want to focus on today is 1.20 data packs, and this is really important, and this is something else that Java has taken inspired by Bedrock. Minecraft Java Edition is taking a very different approach when it comes to updating the game. This is also inspired by Minecraft Bedrock Edition. If you're a Bedrock player, as you know, we have the experimental toggle. Well, Minecraft Java Edition has something very similar, which is done through data packs. So if you click on single player and create a brand new world, by default inside of data packs now, you're going to see bundles and you're going to see update _1_20, which refers to 1.20. Now, when you click done, it does explain that this is an experimental data pack. The world will always be flagged as experimental, so you're probably not going to want to enable these on your favorite worlds. This just gives the developers a lot more control and gives players more options to mess around with it in the latest full release. So you don't have to opt into snapshots all the time and then back out and then go into 1.19.3. It's all built here. So you'll see here that I've got an experimental world, a non-experimental world. And if you do enable this, it's going to give you features such as camels and a bunch more, which I'm about to show you. If you do enable the data pack, you'll get things like bundles, which is kind of strange because although they haven't been in the game for a very long time, they haven't changed from when we first seen them. So we also have things like the camels, we have the chiseled bookshelf, you will be given the hanging signs, even the bamboo blocks, and even the piglin head, along with placing it on here. And it makes the sound. The panorama scroll speed has changed. When I say changed, when you go into options and accessibility settings, there is now a new scroll speed. So by default, you'll see here, the background is scrolling at 100%. If you like to slow it down, you're able to do that. You can slow it down to 50%. You'll see the background's a lot slower there. Or maybe you prefer it to be a still image. You could drop it all the way down there. I like this. It's options. To be honest with you, I would love the option to change the background from previous updates. There are some new wood sounds, but the sound changes are not just to wood. We have changes to carpets, small amethyst buds, lily pads, and a bunch more. So in terms of woods, and what they've done here is they've made sounds different depending on if you're in the overworld, inside the nether, or the newly introduced bamboo. So listen to these. This also applies to the log variation, which is technically the bamboo block now anyway. There are now sounds when standing on these blocks, but also brushing through those as well. One of the biggest changes in this update is to the creative inventory. It has been completely reworked. This is more of a quality of life change. Now, you're going to have a mess around with this yourself, but they have done so many changes in terms of like moving blocks to specific locations. They've even renamed certain tabs. So for example, this is now called food and drink instead of consumables. And I really, really like this change. If you are a creative player though, probably going to take you a little bit of time to get used to where certain things are, but a very good change. Now, it doesn't stop there, because if you now head into options and controls, there is going to be a new option. This is the operator items tab. Now, the best way to explain this is there will be a new section down here. So when we turn this on, go back, there is a new section, which is basically the operator utilities. When you tap on this, you have access to command blocks, structure blocks, the debug stick, barrier block, structure void, and they did introduce a new texture for every single light block. And the reason why this is here is, and the reason why you have to toggle it on, is because they don't want this to cause problems in realms or servers. Well, I think it's a great addition. I think it's about time this was introduced, rather than typing in /give @p and you have to type in barrier and you're like, wait, I don't want the barrel, I want the barrier. You get the point. But I really like this one as well, and you can move things around with this. Officially introduced in 1.19.3 is the changes to the Vex. Now, the lore behind this is people say that the new Vex was once a lovely looking allay. It was corrupted by pillagers, and now it's evil and wants to kill you. You do not need to enable the data pack to access this. Heads up, Java Edition players, Nether mob farms have been nerfed. So previously, Nether-based mobs needed a light level of 11 or below to spawn. Now, they need a light level of 7 or below to spawn. And the reason why is because developers considered portal-based farms to be a little bit too powerful. So they've nerfed them. So things like wither skeletons, and ghasts, those farms have been nerfed. Java Edition Bedrock Parity. The change there is that monster spawners have been renamed exactly like Bedrock Edition to Monster Spawner. But by default, mob spawners, they don't have pigs inside of them. By default, the spawner was a pig one. It was just always pigs. We've always known it to be pigs. Now, if there is no mob inside of there, it does not emit any form of particles. When you do have a spawn egg inside of there, it will emit particles. And also available is if you put a mob inside of there, like a creeper, and you control and like pick block this, you'll see here that this is always going to be a creeper spawner, which I don't think we should do, to be honest with you. Spawn eggs, and lots of changes with spawn eggs. So polar bear spawn egg and ghast spawn egg have been slightly adjusted, and the reason why is because people like me who are colorblind did find it really difficult to distinguish the differences here. Moving on, your friendly iron golem and snow golem have been given spawn eggs. So if you wanted to have a snow golem farm, better yet, you wanted to have a creeper spawner, I mean, you could do that. That's actually going to be a thing. He just killed my wither skeleton. And I kid you not, the day is finally here that the ender dragon and the wither boss have a spawn egg. And if you wanted to make them into their own spawners, you could do that, but I don't think I should do that because I haven't quite finished today's video. Now, these are a little bit different because you can't just type in ender. There's no ender dragon, and you can't type in wither. I mean, you can, and it gives you the regular wither, but you have to type in /give @p, and then if we type in wither, and at the bottom it says spawn egg, and the same to do for the ender dragon, because the reason why they said that is because they don't want people to destroy each other's worlds, which to me doesn't really make sense. But yeah, spawn eggs. More changes consist such as being able to set a creeper on fire using a fire charge. Creeper goes boom. We also have changes to turtles, and there's a few changes with the enderman as well. So this is to do with overbreeding turtles. So when you breed these, there is now a 5-minute cooldown to stop turtles abusing the overbreeding, basically. Enderman will always, chill. Enderman will always drop the item they are holding. So if the Enderman is holding a plant pot with a cactus inside of it, it will always drop it. There are certain items that it would not drop. Mobs can no longer spawn on churus flowers. They will also no longer spawn on scaffolding. That also being said, scaffolding has been slightly changed in terms of colors to match the bamboo blocks. And rabbits, cute little rabbit, right? Well, I'm sorry, every time you kill a rabbit now, it will drop its food source 100% of the time. And if you kill it with something like fire aspect, it will always drop it cooked. If an item is on top of a shulker box and you then go ahead and open it, it will always drop it off. Listen up, speedrunners. Stronghold placement code has been changed to be more efficient, causing stronghold positions to shift. So if you knew a specific seed, the stronghold was always there. It might be in a slightly different location. Open to land changes. So when you go to the open to land, you now have a port number, which you can make a specific number if you wanted to share with friends. There is a new command. It is the /fill biome command. Let me teach you about it. So I can actually change this to a swamp. So if we do /fill biome, and then we do 1, 2, 3, and this, and then we do this to, I don't know, a swamp, right? You'll see here that the water has changed. And eventually, you see here, the grass has also changed. And eventually, things like slimes and possibly frogs, not sure, but slimes will definitely spawn here. This is really, really cool. Fence gates no longer provide center support. So there was a way for players to place hanging signs up there. So one of the changes with hanging signs is you can place these here. As you guys can see, people were able to do this with fences. This was also available on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, but they got rid of it. There was a lot of changes in 1.19.3, and there was a tremendous amount of bug fixes. If you're interested in the technical side, or if you're interested in what bugs were actually fixed, I'll leave a link down below. If you made it this far in today's video, just leave a comment and say, hey, Echo, that's a pretty cool snow golem. Let's confuse the people who didn't make it this far in today's video. But yeah, a bunch of these changes will eventually make their way to Minecraft Bedrock Edition. I'll see you all in the next video.